What's up, guys? Welcome to Bro Beats. Today I'm going to be showing you how to mix, master, and level your beats how I do it. Okay, this is exactly how I do it, and this is an actual beat, okay, that I actually made like a day ago or 2 days ago, whatever, and I already mastered it and everything, and I just reset everything. As you see, I didn't reset the pan, but I'm gonna redo it and show and walk you through the steps. Now I'm gonna keep these on because it's really irrelevant to like the leveling and stuff, and I'm gonna show you some plugins that you can use, some stock plugins to get a clean master. You don't need ozonate, you don't need all the other stuff. This is all you need, okay? 100% all you need. So let's get into this. So I'm gonna just play the beat real quick how it is. Now this is the first part. This is the lazy mix, okay? So all you want to do is just put the soft clipper on and maybe like level some things, you know, something like that. Okay, something like that, and then put the soft clipper on and you straight. All right, super easy. You can see that was like 2 seconds of mixing. So that's the lazy way to do it. But the real way, like the way, well, not the real way, but the way that I do it, like if I'm like a beat like this that I really like, it's not like a trap beat. Let me reset these real quick. But this is how you do it. You see I have it color coded. This is how I usually do it, just to stay organized. Now if you want to learn from this tutorial, like legitly learn from this, I suggest you mix a beat while doing this and color code it as I do here, so it registers in your head better. Okay, so this is the first thing. I'm gonna highlight the loudest part of my beat, which is like the hook. We're gonna mute everything. All right, well actually the first thing that we should do is highlight everything and pull it down about halfway. That's good. And then we highlight the drums only. So these are the drums, no kick. The kick and the low end are in here, and then the instruments. Let's turn this soft clipper off, and we're gonna just level everything. Okay, so let's look for what's loud first. So right off the back, the clap, let's turn it down. And let's turn that down. It's kind of a little too loud for me. Okay, so one thing that I noticed is that this perk has a little bit too much low end, so I'm gonna just turn that down. There we go. And we could pan these like perks. I always pan my perks just to do it, and I pan my hi-hats to the left. That's how I do it, and I think we're good here. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. All right, so now moving on, we got our panning out the way. We could do some stereo separation with this. It's like a thin sound, so we can kind of pan it. I usually just separate thin sounds that have like no low end in it, just because it just sounds good. So just do that. So there, the drums are done. Now we go to the low ends, and with this, I don't think I really need to change anything. But if you need to like lower just a few, then you can. So let's play this. Let's put this kick in mono. I always put my kick in mono. Okay. Now let's go to the 808 portion. And I don't think I really need to change this. So I think that's good. So one thing, and I'm gonna just turn this low end up a bit. Just give it a little bit more punch. Now, one thing when mixing, people, they over mix. Just because you're mixing, you get in the mindset of like, oh man, I gotta make this sound better. Sometimes it sounds good just how it is. You don't have to touch it. So that's a good example right there. it's fine the way it is. Just because you're mixing or you're in the stage of mixing doesn't mean you have to actually touch it or do anything to it. So let's move on to the instruments. Now this part will take the longest. So now let's turn these on, and I'm gonna show you exactly how I do it and the method that I think is most efficient. Now when you have a lot of instruments, I only do 2 at a time just because it's just easier to hear. So what I'm gonna do is just level these 2 first, and then pan them, and then separate whatever I gotta do. So let's do that first. So actually, let's go here. So this is like a main sound. It has a lot of frequencies in it. So what I'm gonna do is make this a support like instrument. So I'm gonna turn this down and then turn it up until it blends into this. All right, so and then what we can do is separate it. Like I said, it's a thin sound. We can separate it because it has no low end, so it's gonna sound good when it's stereo separated. So let's leave it there. And then we could do a little bit of EQing. We could just EQ out a little bit of low end just because. And now with these sounds, with like the pianos and stuff, how I actually EQ this is I just turn it down and I go all the way to the right. And then I just bring it back until it sounds like the original. Okay, and then what you can do is pull this up. All right, this all the way up, like the middle one. All right, and then just kind of find the frequency that sounds good in it. So that one sounds really good. So now I can just pull it down just a bit. Okay, and I'm going through this very slowly so that you get the gist of it when I do these. So now you can pan these, and what I like to do to pan is I just push it, and I do this with everything. I push it all the way until you can't, until it's all the way to the left or right, and just find out which side sounds best. So I'll do that right now. So I think they sound good together like that. So these are set. You don't have to touch this at all. Trust me, you don't. All right, and then you just click over, boom, just like that. And now you do the piano and the whatever sound this is. So now I'm glad these 2 are here because they have like the same frequencies almost. So I'll show you how to do this one. We're gonna pull the piano down and blend it in. Same thing here. Let's pull it back. And I want to turn this piano up just a bit. All right, now let's pan it. I think that's a good level right there. Okay, so we don't gotta do no separation or anything. Mute that one, move over to the next one. All right, and this probably, I'm believing these are like support, so let's just listen. So I think that's good how it is. So let's actually just pan it, EQ it. And we don't have to pan this too much because it's like a thinner sound, so it'll blend well automatically with this piano. Now let's move over to this one, mute that. Okay, so that blends pretty well. Now let's move on to purity. Now this one is, I think, this synth, and this is like a background synth, so I'm gonna just automatically pull this about halfway between all of these. So okay, and everything will blend. I don't have to touch anything else. You might have to do like a little bit, like pull something down just a bit, but it should sound pretty good all together. Let's play this. I could turn this down a bit, but not much. So that's how you do that, the leveling, panning, mixing, and stereo separation. So now if you play it all together, it should sound pretty good. Okay, now you're like, okay, it doesn't sound loud, it's not punching. Okay, that's what I'm about to show you. So now this is the part that in my older videos, I didn't explain it too well, but this is the part that people get confused on. All right, so on this part, you're gonna lower it until it's about -6 dB. Now, this is a tutorial on how I do it. I stopped doing that because that's trash. The reason I say that is because the beat sounds so low. It don't matter what you do to it, it's gonna peak no matter what. Maybe I'm just trash at mixing, I don't know, but for some reason the beat doesn't have punch. It just, I don't know, it just sounds super low. So I do -3 dB. Okay, I do -3 dB. Say it again. So I'm a level, when I say level the whole beat, not the master fader, leave that at 0, leave that alone. You want to hold control and drag all the way, click and drag, and then you just want to lower it until it's at -3, and just keep moving it. Now that's real good. All right, I'm glad I did it on the first try. So now we have it low, and you like, this is trash, it's still not loud. I'm gonna show you what I use, okay? And what I do is just delete everything on here and just use a maximizer. And you can click, let me just pull this up. You can just click learn threshold. I just do it to -0.3 and learn threshold. And I just put this on modern. I guess any of these work, but I just put learn threshold and play it. All right, now let it play for a little bit. Turn this off, and from here you can adjust it. Like I said, just do what sounds good. No, okay, just if it sounds good to you, that's all that matters. Don't get caught up in, is it this negative, this blah blah blah, is it gonna sound good on this? Bro, just make it sound good to you, bro. That's all that matters. I'm telling you, nobody cares but you. Just make it sound good to you. So I'm gonna just make it sound good to how I like it. So please. I like that. So that's how you would do that. All right, and I already have my preset here and everything, but I just want to redo it to show you what I would do. Okay, now this is the good part. This is the part y'all been waiting for. I'm gonna show you how to master it correctly with these plugins, all 3 of these. Now the reason I have Maximus at the front, because people sleep on Maximus so much. It's a really good mastering plugin. The rest of these are decent, but they change the signal too much. It doesn't sound like completely the original. So I'm gonna turn this on, Maximus, and I'm gonna show you a preset. Now, don't touch nothing. Don't touch nothing. Leave, all this is trash. Every single one of these is trash. The only one that you want to worry about is tape limiter. That's it. It's gonna keep the original signal, but still boost it. And you're like, all right, and let me make this larger just so you can see if you're like on the phone or something. Now, once you go to tape limiter, go to mastering, tape limiter. If you don't have this preset, just copy this. I'll just go through it real quick. You can pause it. All right, and you can screenshot if you don't have that preset. So what you want to do is go to post. Now this is the equivalent to this. It just looks different. It's just turning the gain up pretty much. Okay, you put this on and you just pull this up until it sounds good to you. Okay, and I like that kind of distorted, you know, saturated sound. So I'm gonna keep that. I really like that. So that's a way that you can do it. Just pull this post up. I did about 9.1 dB. You could do whatever is good for you. I like that mix. Moving on to the limiter. Now this is where this right here is gonna do the job, but it's not gonna have punch. Now you see what I'm talking about. Now you can put the ceiling at negative 0.3, whatever. And then you can raise the gain up. Now you're probably like, oh, you're not doing the settings right. Look, bro, I don't care about none of that. When I'm mixing a beat, bro, I need the plugin to be fast, bro. You know, with this I'm sure you can get a good preset with this, but it doesn't have punch. Now, if I turn this off and play this, it has a lot more punch, but the limiter does work. It gets the job done. It just doesn't have that life to it. So the multi-band, and this is the same as the limiter, is just not the same, but like it does something to it just doesn't sound right for some reason. But the preset you would go is the mastering 6 dB, and then it should sound good on this preset. You can turn it up. You can see it doesn't sound completely right. Like, it sounds good, don't get me wrong, it's clean, but like compared to this, I just but yeah, that's pretty much it. I really hope this tutorial helped you, man. I really hope you follow it, or at least if you're just watching it, I hope you can learn from that, because a lot of people hit me up trying to, you know, learn this stuff, and it's pretty easy. I don't know why, but people don't get it. But you know, hopefully this video will help out. All right, so if you just follow this video, like as you mixing a beat, I promise you won't ever have to watch another mixing tutorial again, unless you just trying to learn some little specific stuff. But yeah, that's it. That you can use those presets. Remember, 2 limiter, and then this, just turn the gain up. Just remember, it's not going to give you that original sound. I'm sure you can mess with like some of these settings, but yeah, whatever. And then this, just go to mastering 6 dB and just adjust the gain. Okay, so that's going to be it for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you learned something from this. Like, comment, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.